what can scare the Winchester boys. So we get to play with that. So I'm excited.
And Jensen, they don't keep...
Misha shirtless scares the Winchester boys. Take it off.
I think you're confusing fear with jealousy.
Jensen, thanks for actually, very happy for your character at the end of the last season. Either, obviously you have a very big problem to deal with right now, which is that Angel calling himself God. But how much is weighing on your character what he just had to sacrifice and what he had to sort of leave behind going forward?
Well, I think the goodbye to Ben and Lisa, tough as it was on Dean, I think it was a necessity. He comes to the realization that that's never going to be his life, no matter how much he dreams about it, no matter how much he would love it to be. So he's a hunter, he'll always be a hunter, and that's just the way it's going to be. So I think that was a must, and it happened, and it was a tough scene to shoot, just for Dean, or for me as Dean. It was a sad goodbye, but now we've got a bigger problem on our hands.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to a question. I was going to ask this question, but someone on Twitter also asked it. AJ Snow 76. You got a character saying I am God, but you have a character out there that a lot of people speculated about, which is Chuck. Just curious, might he be appearing again? Might you touch upon that now that you're going where you are with Castiel?
Chuck does not appear in the early part of the season. We have no plans for him to. Also, a big part of, Cass stepping up and taking this sort of mantle on and saying, I'm the new God, is that he has always felt really strongly that his father abandoned them all. Like, where's God when you need him? We had this storyline about him looking for God, and God never showed up. He did the whole go out for cigarettes and never come back thing. So that's always been a big deal for him. So one of the questions we asked ourselves was, well, you're God, what do you do? You're God, you get to be your dad. You thought your dad did a crappy job. What are you going to do differently? And before everything goes completely to hell for him, which of course it does because it's television, he gets to do what we think God would maybe do if Cass were God. So that's been fun.
Misha, what's it been like for you preparing to take on your godly mantle?
It's like I said, it's just.
It's like
another day at the office.
Yeah, taking a lot from my personal life and weaving it into the...
Getting him to take it off is the hard part.
Yeah. Very method, so I've been smiting far more than usual up in Vancouver. You might have seen it on the news. Yeah, no, I don't know what to say. It's definitely a daunting challenge. It's funny. It's one of those things that actually I got kind of nervous about it. Like, this is it's a big challenge. I mean, you had to be Satan. It's kind of, right?
Yes.
That's much. I've got to take a page from you. It's a way to answer questions. I think that everybody on Supernatural at some point or another has an opportunity to play a very interesting, very epic, mythological character, and it's something that we don't get to do working on other shows. It's an unusual treat to get to do, and an unusual challenge.
Speaking of,
it's almost earnest.
That was, yeah. That was heartfelt.
Creepy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Misha Collins.
This show, because the characters get to change and transform so much, I'm trying to think. I think every single one of you have had a death scene. I'm pretty sure.
Death scene?
Yeah.
Like 6 times?
And you all enjoyed A, getting to do your big death scene, and then B, getting told, and you're okay, don't worry, you're serious.
I died like 40 times in one episode. Oh no, I died again.
Sarah, do you make a lot of phone calls saying, don't worry, when you read that page of the script, you get better? Is that like a constant thing?
We actually do make a lot of phone calls to actors, recurring actors on the show. You know, it's a polite and good thing to do as a producer to call an actor when they're going to get pages that say they die. And one of the things we say is that death doesn't mean the same thing on Supernatural that it means on other shows. You know, for
Mike Lee.
example, Alone at 12.
Was that out loud?
We've made that call to a lot of actors. Jared and Jensen, don't worry about it, but everyone, you know, no one is safe on the show. But
Jared and Jensen, don't worry about it. You know how many times Jensen has cried in my arms? You're not gonna die, Jensen. You're not gonna die.
so sweet.
We can't do it without you.
Guys, we're going to start taking questions from you guys.